What if one human mind could reshape philosophy, rescue ancient wisdom, and inspire saints, and spark the birth of modern science itself? This is the story of Saint Albert the Great. Albert was born around the year 1200 in Lauingen, Bavaria, in what is now southern Germany. From his earliest years, he showed an insatiable hunger for knowledge. This passion led him to the University of Padua, where he first encountered the works of Aristotle, forming ideas that would shape his life's direction. In 1223, everything changed for Albert when he experienced a profound encounter with the Blessed Virgin Mary. This encounter convinced him to join the Dominican order, dedicating his life to study, prayer, and teaching. He would rise to become one of the greatest minds of all time, and quickly became known for his brilliance. He lectured at Cologne and produced his early theological work, Summa de Bono, written with the renowned theologian Philip the Chancellor. In 1245, Albert achieved the rare title of Master of Theology, becoming the first German Dominican to do so. He then taught at the College of St. James at the University of Paris. While there, he held the prestigious Chair of Theology. Among his students was one young Dominican who would become even more famous, Saint Thomas Aquinas, the greatest theologian in the history of the Church. Albert instantly recognized Thomas's brilliance and defended him fiercely throughout his life. Albert's own work was extraordinary. He wrote commentaries on nearly all of Aristotle's writings. He also produced 38 volumes on topics ranging from philosophy and theology to astronomy, biology, law, geography, and even friendship and love. In 1254, he became provincial of the Dominican order. 5 years later, in 1259, he helped design the Dominican study curriculum, a program so influential that it eventually developed into the Pontifical University of Saint Thomas Aquinas in Rome, known today as the Angelicum. In 1260, Pope Alexander IV appointed Albert the Bishop of Regensburg, but rather than ride a horse, Bishop Albert chose humility by walking everywhere, in obedience to Dominican poverty. In his old age, St. Albert became a peacemaker, mediating disputes across Germany, including a major conflict in Cologne, where he also helped establish the city's first university. The greatest sorrow of his life came in 1274, when his beloved student Thomas Aquinas died aged only 49. Albert spent his final years defending Thomas's work, which remains foundational to Catholic theology. Saint Albert the Great died on November 15, 1280. He was beatified in 1622 and canonized in 1931 by Pope Pius XI, who also declared him a doctor of the Church. Saint Albert is patron saint of scientists, philosophers, medical technicians, and the natural sciences. He showed us that faith and reason are not enemies, but partners in discovering God's truth. Saint Albert the Great, pray for us. If you enjoyed this story, please like, subscribe, and share. And join us again for more inspiring stories of the saints.